Coming up, a Tennessee mosque is turned down for a building permit.
And a local school principal says farewell. Your News Valdosta starts now. Welcome to News Valdosta. I'm Ben Skender.
And I'm Allison Brooke. The building of the mosque on Ground Zero 2 years ago was a hotly debated issue, polarizing the American people. But Ground Zero is not the only contested area where a mosque might be built. Murfreesboro, Tennessee is among them. Chancellor Robert Corlew III decided yesterday that construction on a new mosque in Murfreesboro must stop. This is because not enough notice was given about the public meeting where the planning commissioners approved the site plan.
Wisconsin Republican Governor Scott Walker is back in the headlines. Last year, he fought for a state law against the public workers' unions in Wisconsin. Now he faces a recall election against Democrat Tom Barrett, who is the mayor of Milwaukee. Over 1 million people signed petitions to recall Walker in his first term. However, in recent polls show Walker has a 7-point lead over Barrett and can potentially retain his seat as governor.
Surpassing the 1,144 delegates needed to clinch the Republican nomination, Mitt Romney received a call from the president yesterday congratulating him on the nomination. President Obama wished Governor Romney the best on his campaign trail and stated he looked forward to a healthy debate about the future of the country. Both men offered kind words to one another, but kept it pleasant and short.
According to a newly released report by the IRS, over 35,000 people who made over $200,000 paid next to nothing in income taxes in 2009. The filers who did not pay have many federal tax credits to thank, some of which were imposed to spur economic growth, such as the first-time home buyer tax credit. Nearly 50% of American households do not pay income taxes. However, a large number of those live in poverty or are elderly.
The homeless man who was attacked by the naked men that many on the internet dubbed a zombie has a long road of recovery ahead. The victim, Ronald Popo, was seen on surveillance video being attacked by 31-year-old Rudy Eugene, who then began chewing on Popo's face. Experts say that the most serious risks to Popo were the germs introduced from the bites. One of Popo's eyes were also lost during the attack.
It's a gruesome week for news. 43-year-old Wayne Carter disemboweled himself and then proceeded to throw his own intestines and flesh at approaching police officers in his New Jersey home. The police pepper sprayed Carter to no avail. Afterwards, a SWAT team was sent to detain Carter and get him to a hospital. He has been in critical condition since Monday.
Valdosta High School Principal Rufus McDuffie is retiring at the end of the current fiscal year. News Valdosta's Patricia Magnan has more on the story.
Valdosta High School Principal Rufus McDuffie recently announced he will be retiring. After over 20 years in education, Principal McDuffie joined Valdosta High School as a head coach and assistant principal in July of 2006. McDuffie had a successful career as a basketball coach, as basketball has been a key influence on his life since childhood. In July of 2011, he was named the first African American principal of Valdosta High School. As principal, he managed to use many of the strong tactics he gained through his experience as an educational administrator and basketball coach.
And I would like for just to see the school, when the next principal comes in, to continue to improve and do a better job academically and overall at Valdosta High School.
The Valdosta City Schools family is sad to see McDuffie go, but wishes him the very best in his retirement. Principal McDuffie will be missed by many students and faculty members, as he plans to retire this upcoming week. With News Valdosta, I'm Patricia Magnan.
New studies show that Greece's economic crisis is pushing young and educated citizens to Germany. Nearly half of young and employable Greeks are out of work. At the same time, Germany's unemployment rate is shrinking, enticing a flood of eligible employees to that country. Now college graduates in Greece expect more incentives and higher salaries to stay in their homeland.
Coming up, a look at your local Red Cross.
And an update of our hot and humid weather forecast. Stay with us. Welcome back to News Valdosta. With computers today, we've all heard of bytes and gigabytes.
But now that terabytes has become the new storage term, scientists are already working on what's next. One storage level coming up is the zettabyte. That's 1 billion terabytes or 1 trillion gigabytes. Internet traffic is expected to increase to 1.3 zettabytes by 2016 thanks to the use of it on phones, tablets, and other internet-ready devices. That is up to 400% in the next 4 years. To put this in perspective, that's the equivalent of nearly 300 million people streaming an HD movie at the same time. It is believed that the United States and China will lead in internet traffic by 2016.
Facebook stock prices have been going down more and more each day. It is one of the most unsuccessful IPOs in modern history. With the dreary outlook of the falling market prices, analysts are beginning to wonder how long the price will drop. The shares have dropped 26% since opening day, May 17th. To put that in dollars, it has dropped $10 a share from 38 down to 28. The value of Facebook knocked creator Zuckerberg off of Bloomberg's Top 40 Richest People Index.
Carbon dioxide levels in the Earth's atmosphere have recently hit a worrying new level. Recent air samples in the Arctic show that CO2 levels in the atmosphere have now reached over 400 parts per million, or ppm. This is well above the safe level of 350 ppm that many scientists agree upon, which was reached only years ago. It's been over 800,000 years since CO2 levels have reached this level on Earth. Scientists believe these rising levels of CO2 could be a precursor to major climate change in the coming years.
The Red Cross has been a very influential part of our community for both disaster relief and collecting blood donations. The blood bus can be seen at many places around the city. News Valdosta's Stephen Metzger visits the Valdosta location.
The American Red Cross program was initiated in 1940. Since that time, the organization has supplied 40% of the nation's blood supply. Still, they are always searching for more. More than 38,000 blood donations are needed on a daily basis.
The need for blood is constant. It never stops. It doesn't matter if it's summertime, vacation time, Christmas, holidays, or whatever. The need is always there. And I will say, as we get closer into the summer months, it's even more of a struggle with school being out, vacation time for families. They're gone a lot, so it is a struggle this time of year. So we really make a big push in any way we can to encourage people to come in and donate blood.
Donation involves 4 steps: registration, medical history questionnaire, donation, and refreshments. Appointments can be made, however, walk-ins are more than welcome.
It's the quickest, easiest way to make a difference in someone else's life.
To know that it went to a small child would just be the best thing.
1 hour of your time, that's all we want. We're not asking for money or anything from you, just 1 hour to give blood, and that 1 pint of blood that you give when you come in here can save up to 3 lives.
The Red Cross is always looking for blood donors. Come to 2517 Bemis Road, Suite 8 to give today, and you can also get this free Red Cross cup right here. For News Valdosta, I'm Stephen Metzger.
Local public health officials suggest a yearly examination for sexually transmitted diseases, especially chlamydia. Women who are sexually active and have new partners are urged to be tested. Chlamydia is the #1 reported sexually transmitted disease in sexually active women, regardless of age. Often there are no symptoms related to the condition, but left untreated, it can lead to pelvic inflammatory disease. The disease is treatable, but women must let their health provider know they want to be tested.
This morning, the SpaceX Dragon capsule, the world's first commercial rocket capsule, will return to Earth with its 1,400 pounds of experiments and equipment. The SpaceX capsule is owned by the California-based SpaceX company, the first private business to launch a spacecraft to the orbiting space station. The return trip to Earth by the capsule will mark the successful end of the first commercial space mission and will pave the way for the future missions.
Beryl seems to still be going strong. The tropical depression spurred what seemed to be a tornado southeast of Raleigh, North Carolina yesterday, damaging nearly 70 homes in the area. Other reports state that similar activity happened in South Carolina, bringing winds up to 105 miles per hour. Here in South Georgia, Beryl is being replaced by hot and humid weather. Expect isolated thunderstorms with a high of 93 today. Tonight we'll reach a low of 70 with a 30% chance of rain all day.
Coming up, a look at the local Turner Center.
And no more large sodas in New York. We'll have that when you come back. Stay with us. Welcome back to News Valdosta. I'm Allison Brooke.
And I'm Benjamin Skender. We have some education news to get your children onto the next VSU campus next week. Camp Invention will kick off here at Valdosta State University starting next Monday. The camp allows students from 1st through 6th grades to the chance to get hands-on experience learning about science and creative problem solving. To have your kids enroll, check out the Camp Invention website located at VSU's Math Department homepage.
Flame, the computer virus that was recently discovered and labeled as a cyber weapon, may not be as severe as originally thought. It's been discovered that the virus has been coded using video game language and the file is a mere 20 megabytes. The virus was discovered on Monday and experts said that it was the most malicious and powerful virus ever made. But Flame does not carry the striking ability to hack into a nuclear power plant and wasn't created with precision targeting.
The Annette Howell Turner Art Center for the Arts and City of Valdosta are hosting an interesting competition. News Valdosta's John Fuller tells us more.
Doors are open at the Annette Howell Turner Center for the Arts as they are hosting the City of Valdosta's 4th annual People's Choice Photo Contest. The Turner Center for the Arts is dedicated to offering varieties of art to Valdosta. This particular contest will be on display for June and July.
This is the 4th year that the city has sponsored the contest, and we are the hosts for displaying it. So it's a wonderful collaboration between us and the city of Valdosta. Anyone can enter this contest. That's one of the things that makes it so much fun. There are 5 different categories that you can enter photos in. The only stipulation is they must be taken within the city limits of Valdosta.
The 5 categories will show people expressing art, photos of the city, animals and nature, and Valdostans in their everyday life. Any picture that shows off the city of Valdosta will do great in the contest. Everyone has 1 month to vote for their favorite picture, and on July 20th, the awards will be given to Valdosta's photographers at a free reception.
You know, it's kind of fun, and it's a really nice time to come down here and to look at the artwork. You know, it's local people and everyday people just doing pictures that they like, and it's of our city, and it's just a neat thing to come see.
Well, mark your calendars because the photos go on display June 11th through August 1st. With News Valdosta, I'm John Fuller.
Spice, the drug that gives similar effects to marijuana, is getting harder and harder to trace in drug tests. The shortage of alertness and sluggish reaction times make driving dangerous. Every time the drug is banned, the creators alter it slightly to put it back on the market legally. Georgia prohibits about 90% of the products, but the testing technology needs to catch up with the inventors in order to completely take this drug off the market.
New York is working on banning larger sizes of sweetened drinks at restaurants, movie theaters, and street vendors. The proposed ban would affect virtually every aspect of the food industry by banning sugary drinks bigger than 16 ounces. A spokesperson for the New York Beverage Association criticized the proposal and accused the city's health departments for singling out soda. Lawmakers created the ban to fight the rising level of obesity in New York.
The 85th National Spelling Bee is underway. This year's event is special because it has the youngest contestant ever, 6-year-old Lori Ann Madison of Lake Ridge, Virginia. She survived the first round of the word dirigible correctly. She asked for the definition and then properly spelled it and went quietly back to her chair. Unfortunately, Lori Ann was later eliminated when she incorrectly spelled engluvies, starting with an E instead of an I. The spelling bee continues today.
Thanks for watching News Valdosta. I'm Ben Skender.
And I'm Allison Brooke. We'll see you next time.